You guys requested more Get Ready With Me's, and I do have some new makeup to try today. A new eyeshadow palette, which I am so pumped for. New foundation from Sigma. Lots of fun things to try, so let's get into it. I just opened my window behind me to add some more light in. It's kind of a cloudy fall day, which is surprising, so Cash is going to be here probably looking out the window. First thing I want to start with, I do have my skin prepped. It's looking very glassy and glowy, and a lot of you guys have asked me about this primer from One Size, and I've actually been using this quite a bit. I've got it, I think I got it a few weeks ago, but it's their Extreme Mattifying Primer, which of course, anything mattifying I have to try. I'm very oily, so this has honestly worked really well for me. Let's go ahead and put this on. When I first saw the sneak peeks, I was like, why are they even coming out with this? Because it kind of seems just like their waterproof primer that they have. I forgot what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, did they really need this? I feel like it's the same thing. But this honestly feels like it works a lot better. I just put a little bit on. I'm letting it sink into the skin a little bit because it kind of has a little bit of almost a tacky feel, and you can definitely feel it sucking the oils up. But I thought it was going to be similar to this one here, which is the Secure the Sweat one. But I guess this one's just like more waterproof, and this one's like super mattifying. So I guess there's some differences. This waterproof one has a weird smell, like a glue smell. This one doesn't have a scent at all. So I feel like this honestly should replace the waterproof. But I'm super oily, so I've been loving this, and I think honestly it's their best primer yet on the market for oily skin. So excited about it. You do want to let it like dry for a little bit as well. You can kind of feel it just like getting a little bit tight on the skin, but it won't feel that way once you have like your foundation on and everything. So for foundation, Sigma actually came out with a foundation product, which is crazy because Sigma's been around since the beginning days of YouTube, and they've never come out with a foundation product. This is their first one ever, so I feel like they've really been like perfecting this formula. I have not tried this yet, but I'm really excited to. It's their Skin Perfector Hydrating Tint. Has hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, squalane, and niacinamide in the formula. This is $39. I know I do have a code with them, so you can get a little more discount if this is something you wanted to try. But it's described as an ultra smooth formula with a hydrating boost for lightweight buildable coverage. You can customize for a more sheer coverage or up to medium, which is exciting because I do like more medium coverage most days. They did send me 2 colors. I have 3 and number 2 here. I don't know why 2 almost looks darker than 3, so hopefully one of these will work. I'm just gonna put some on my face and then blend it out from there. Sometimes this is just easier because I don't want my brush to soak up too much product, and then I don't want to get foundation all over my hand. So I'm actually gonna use the Sigma Soft Coverage foundation brush to blend this. So it definitely seems like this might be too light of a shade right now, but this should match me normally. But I just self-tanned that the other day because I had a photo shoot at the boutique I work at yesterday, so I always like to be nice and tanned up for that, for pictures. But yeah, this is definitely a little on the light side for me right now. I guess that was shade 2 that I used. Let's go in with a little 3. This will probably be better. I thought I was using 3 the whole time, which is funny. But yeah, this is much better. And yeah, I'm going in with more product just because I want to build up this coverage, because it's definitely looking, it was looking a little on the light side with the first layer. We'll make sure to get this all nice and blended onto the skin. I am liking the coverage so far with 2 layers. Just blending down my neck a little bit. It's still a little light, doesn't match exactly with my neck, but it'll do for now. Overall, this looks so pretty on the skin so far. It blends beautifully. It has a nice little glow to it. And I feel like, yeah, you can definitely build it up to a light medium coverage. It's not covering like any blemishes because obviously it's not full. But I think overall it just looks really flawless and beautiful on the skin, not enhancing any dryness, anything like that. So that's what our skin looks like. We will be doing a wear test today as well. So we will definitely see if this gets too oily and see if it holds up with our One Size primer. Next, we'll prime the eyes. I'm just using the Fenty eye primer here, and we'll move on to our eyeshadow. So let's dive into this Glaminatrix Barely Basic palette. This is an indie brand that I really enjoy. They do make a lot of more glam neutral shades, which is what I'm all about. So I was so excited about this launch. I mean, look at these colors though. Let's do a little close-up so you can see. Oh my gosh. So you kind of have this row on top, which is like these eye topper, very shifty duochrome colors. If you guys can see the shifts, I will definitely insert some swatches for you too. And then you have this really pretty row of metallic neutrals and then 3 rows of just like everyday nice matte neutrals. There's some warm, there's a little like berry row, an olive row, and a brown row. A little more cool tone over there. So really, really, really nice color story. I've always been impressed with Glaminatrix formula. I feel like they have some of the best in the indie community. They're based out of Australia. So yeah, that's just a little bit about this palette. I'm excited. Let's get into this one. You guys know I like to do all the mattes first and then pop a shimmer on the lid, just typical for me. Oh, what do we want to play with though? I feel like there's so many fun options. I kind of want to mix like the cool browns and the olives a little bit. So let's take... This is called Subscribe. They have really fun names in here, especially if you're like a YouTuber or influencer. I'm gonna place this in the kind of inner corner here in the crease and just kind of blend that. These mattes are really nice and pigmented and they're blending really good too. Let me do a little zoom in. I always forget to zoom you guys in. Let's just go ahead and take this all across the crease. Next I want to mix in a little bit of this haul color. You guys know I'm kind of the queen of haul videos over here. Never get tired of a good haul. It's so funny how that name like just got so popular from YouTube. I feel like it's so silly. But let's go ahead and put this in the outer corner and just kind of blend that out. I feel like I still call a lot of my videos hauls just because I can't think of fun creative names. I'm not the best at thinking of like fun titles. But I feel like people kind of don't use the word haul as much these days. But I still do. I'm just going to keep using the same brush. This is my Angie Hot and Flashy 502 from BK Beauty. And we'll go into Looks, which is this dark brown. And we're going to pack this in the outer corner here. And blend up into that olive green that we used. Just dipping into a little bit more of that color and just kind of blending this on my lower lash line a little bit. Not using too much because I just don't want this to get too smoky. Next we're going to go in with kind of this duochrome color here called DIY. And I'm just placing this in like the very inner corner of my eye. This one has like a little green shift to it. And taking a little bit down on like the inner tear duct and a little bit onto just that corner area. Just really blending that in. Next, just going in with Follow on my ring finger. This is a gorgeous bronze, and I'm going to place that mostly on the lid. Oh my word. I love the Glaminatrix shimmers. Also, there's like, literally, it's such a loud bulldozer outside. Like, why? And usually I won't say anything because most of the time I know you guys can't hear it, but I know it's loud today. Oh, this is stunning. I am just mixing a little bit of this kind of cream color. It's called a Girl Dinner. And I'm just fluffing that also in the inner corner just to kind of soften the green duochrome that we use. But that is stunning. I do want to add just a little bit more of the dark brown just to bring some of that back that got covered by the bronze. But I can definitely see this being a new favorite palette for sure. I love me some neutral glam, and this is definitely my favorite Glaminatrix palette to date. By the way, most indie brands I do have codes with. I always have like all my codes down below. Sometimes you have to scroll to like the very bottom, but I do have a code with glaminatrix. If you want to snag this one, I think it's 10% off. My code's usually LEAHJANAE for most things. So eye look is done. Let's move on to some concealer. I don't really have any brand new ones, but I have a new to me one, which is this Makeup by Mario concealer. They gifted me this a couple months ago and I just haven't had a chance to use it yet, but this came out when there was like a million new concealer launches, so I just never bought it, even though I really like the brand. But I thought we could try this out today. It's just their Awakening concealer. This is in shade 3F1, I think, maybe. Maybe it's 160. 160 sounds a little better. This one has like a slightly peach undertone to it, so it should brighten a little and cover some dark circles. And we'll blend it out with the Sigma F72 brush here. I feel like I've heard someone say this concealer is like more dry, but personally I don't know if I'm gonna mind. I like a fuller coverage concealer that isn't too like, well, glowy, because I want it to stay in place on my oily skin. But that cleaned up that area really nicely, got rid of all darkness under the eye. It's like the texture and consistency that I really like in a concealer. It's not too thick, but it's definitely covering what needs to be covered here. So far it applies great. We'll definitely see if it starts settling into lines or is looking dry throughout the day. I'm going to set it with my Glamlite translucent powder because this is very, very smoothing, and I've been loving this for under the eyes. So just taking my little puff here and baking that in. I am probably going to do a little lash today too, because I'm filming a lot, and if I'm filming a lot of videos I like to wear a nice lash. I'm just going to use these from Bright Lashes. Angela Bright here on YouTube seriously makes the best lashes. So I'm going to put these on. I'm also going to do my brows quick, and then I'll be back to try another new product. I do not have a new bronzer or contour to use, and I haven't used the Too Faced stick in a while, so I figured I would use this one today. Ugh, it smells like Tootsie Rolls. So good. And it's ultra creamy too. I should tell you the shade name. I have Chocolate Mousse, and it's such a nice like neutral undertone one. But yeah, it goes on really pigmented like this, but you can blend it out so easily. Just adding some excess along the forehead here. And I will put some like under my chin too. I just need a little bit more product. Let's go on the other side. I like to tap some of the excess on my hand first, just so we don't get too crazy with the bronzer. But yeah, it smells so good. See how just nice and natural that looks, but it doesn't blend away to nothing. For blush, I've been hearing so much about these Hourglass blushes, and I did pick one up at Sephora. I was gonna pass because I'm like, I have so many liquid blush already, but it's Hourglass. I'm a sucker for Hourglass. I feel like everything they put out is like top tier, very luxury. So I got one of their liquid blushes in the color Scene. These look like the Danessa Myricks, the mattifying liquid. It looks just like that, which is so crazy. So I'm just gonna do a couple dots on my hand. I did try this once already, by the way. So it's not really a first impression, but a second impression. First time I used it, I couldn't believe like how pigmented these are, and they're very liquidy. So I'm just gonna dab some on my hand here, saturate my brush, and then go on the cheeks. But oh my word, like, do you see that? But like, they do blend out like it's watercolor. It's crazy. I put way too many dots on my hand, like literally just do one because this is insane. But like, you can put a lot on and you can blend it out. It's not gonna look crazy. It blends like a dream. It really is like one of the best liquid blushes I've tried. And I've tried a lot, you guys know. But like, wow, the just blendability of this is incredible for how pigmented it is. And it's just that really nice water-based formula. I'm just putting a little on my nose here. But yeah, don't do too many drops like I did. You really only need just one, but this color is so pretty. I am just taking a little bit more of my powder and going right over that to set it down. For highlight, I think I want to take a little bit of this Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer. This isn't new, but I bought it on Sephora the other day. I've always looked at this in store and saw how pretty it was, and I was like, I really want to try it. It's this beautiful like baby pink, but it is like a highlight. It's very glowy and sheer. So look how freaking beautiful that is. Like, I've wanted this for a long time. Finally bit the bullet when I had a little $100 off certificate, which if you didn't know, you can get those at Sephora. If you save to 2,500 points, you can redeem them, but it's only on certain days, like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something in the morning, like right away at 11. It's so silly. Like, can we just be like Ulta and give it to us whenever? Because why do we have to wait to spend our points? That's just insanity. So don't ever use your Sephora points for those little $10 off. It's way more worth it to save them to 2,500, which I know is a lot, but if you do save them that way, then you can get the $100 off certificate. But yeah, Ulta's, their points are just way better. Because I think, what, 2,000 points at Ulta is $125 off. But yeah, that's really cute. It just looks like a natural little glow, which I also do set my highlight with leftover powder too, because yeah, I'm an oily girl. All right, let's put some lip liner on. I've been kind of raving about the Fenty lip products lately. Those have been my go-to. So I didn't have a ton of new stuff, but I do want to try, I got a new lip oil in from Clarins that we can try out. First, I'm going to go in with the Natasha Denona lip liner in Nina. So I just got this package yesterday from Clarins, and it came with this black lip oil and a white lip oil that's, I don't know if it's really a collab with Sephora, but it's Sephora inspired, the black and white, and I think it's exclusive to Sephora, so I thought we could try this out, but it looks so cool, like black with glitter. So I wanted to try this on. I think it's gonna be like a plummy color on the lips, but let's go ahead and see. I love these lip oils, by the way. They're so nice. Okay, yeah, it's really sheer, but you can kind of see the cool black. But yeah, it kind of just looks like a cool tone, almost slight purple tint, but with this lip liner, I feel like it's going on very nude. I feel like this could be cool with like a purple lip liner, like a really dark purple. But I was just curious as to what this would look like. But yeah, I see a very slight purple tint to it. But if you haven't tried the Clarins lip oils, yeah, they are in Sephora now, and they are really nice. Honestly, better than Dior. They're not as sticky as Dior, but they still have that really nice kind of slippy lip oil texture. So here is our finished makeup. Honestly, this looks very beautiful. I'm really liking the whole look together. I am going to wear this, do a good wear test today so we can see how the makeup's holding up, so we can kind of get an idea for how the products are performing together. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, we are back. It's been 7 hours of wear with this makeup on, and it's not looking too shabby for 7 hours, I will say. As you know, we did use the One Size matte primer with the new Sigma skin tint, and this combo seems to be holding really well. Definitely impressed with the Sigma skin tint, especially as a skin tint. They usually have more hydrating ingredients. This does say hydrating tint. I definitely feel like the One Size primer has made this last longer on me. I'm really not that oily. I am starting to break up though a little bit on my chin and my nose area. My foundation is starting to separate here. I'm just gonna like pat that on, but yeah, in my T-zone it is getting a little bit greasy and it's starting to break up, but for 7 hours, for me that's not too bad, because sometimes I have foundations that get greasy in like 3 hours. So I definitely think this is a foundation I'm gonna have to wear with my mattifying primer, but I honestly like how this looks. I think it's a beautiful skin tint, and it lasts longer on the skin than a lot of the other skin tints that I have. I love the coverage, and I think it just looks really flawless on the skin. Love this primer, and the skin tint I think is gonna be good. Do I wish it could have worn a little bit better? Sure, but I'm really still impressed with it. I'm so happy we got to play with the new Glaminatrix palette today. This is just stunning. There is just a little bit of fading with my eyeshadow, which is typical for a 7 hour wear, but I think think this is beautiful. This is definitely a palette I could see myself reaching into often because I love neutrals, but I like spicy neutrals with a little color so I can play with the greens, the berries, the more warm tones if I want. I still feel like there's so much I can do with this even though it is a neutral palette. And glaminatrix eyeshadow quality is so good. Like some indie brands I feel like have really good shimmers, but then their mattes aren't as good. But I feel like glaminatrix is just like 10s across the board. They perform no matter what the formula is, no matter what the color is. I'm really loving this palette and I feel like it's such a good, just easy reach neutral glam palette, and I think a lot of you guys would like it too. I did try out the Makeup by Mario concealer today, and honestly, I don't think my under eyes look that great. I think they could definitely be better. I've just noticed a lot of darkness today under there. I feel like it faded pretty quickly, and I've tried so many new concealers this year, and this does not hit in the top for me, in my opinion, for how we look today. Of course, I will use it a few more times with some other different combos and stuff, but yeah, I've had better. Like the Denona Marks one I tried in my last new makeup video, I really liked that one. But this one, I just feel like it fades too fast. It doesn't really last throughout the day. I am really loving these Hourglass liquid blushes. These just like really shocked me. I mean, it shouldn't shock me because it's Hourglass and I feel like they always put out really good quality products. But just with how pigmented they are and like so easy to blend out, it truly is a fantastic formula. And I mean, the fact that this impresses me, even though I've tried so many other liquid blushes this year, says a lot. I kind of want to get some more shades. I know there's like a 20% Sephora Friends and Family sale happening soon, so maybe I will have to pick another one up because it is truly gorgeous. I love this rosy shade in Scene as well. Now the Giorgio Armani Illuminator, this is pretty, but I don't know if it's like $50 pretty because I feel like that's how much this costs. And like, yeah, it's cute, but I definitely have other highlights. I feel like we've kind of lost a little bit of our highlighty glow. So I think this is fine. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a must-have. I'll definitely try it a couple more times, but it hasn't blown me away today. And then, of course, I already love the Clarins Lip Oils. It was fun to try this new color. I do feel like it darkens a little bit as you wear it, but it's just kind of a fun little plum shade in this like really cool color, even though it goes on more like plummy. But these are a really good formula if you haven't tried them yet. They're like a true lip oil. They have a good slip. They're not like too thick. They're less thick than the Dior and a little more of a true lip oil feel. But they're really nice, and I thought it was just fun to try this new color. So that is everything kind of new that we tried today, and I'm pretty pleased with most of the things that we tried. Let me know your thoughts down below if you've tried any of these things. Hopefully you guys liked this Get Ready With Me. I think our next one will be a new drugstore makeup video, so stay tuned. But I'm gonna let you guys go and see you in my next video. Bye guys.